talking, and I'm going to read the questions. So we still have room for more game questions in the AMA questions channel, which is right below general chat under the Infungibles section. So if there's something you want to know about the game or anything else about what we're doing here at the Infungibles, please ask us in there. Exabyte is really super busy coding right now, so he's got a limited amount of time, but we want to give you guys as much of it as we can here. Exabyte, give me a mic check. Is it working?
Mic check, mic check.
It's all good. Okay.
All right. Yeah, can you hear me clear? That one time, like a week ago, it was bad.
You sound perfect.
Great. I think that was right after like all of Discord crashed that time, like a week ago, and my Wi-Fi is fine. I think the problem was that was when Discord was down. Anyway, I'm glad I sound fine now. Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to start reading questions soon, but I think we'll go forth with some of the more casual announcements. First of all, I'm Brandon Robinson. He's a new hero peacekeeper on a server. He's mainly here to start up our Instagram channel. This is something we never did before the Mint. Always wanted to. We just had a small team, and no one got around to doing it. And it seemed like Twitter was more important. So now that we're a mature product, we got the game out. We want to do as many marketing channels as we can. So Brandon is heading up that effort, and we're pretty psyched to have Instagram. I was a big Instagram surfer myself before I got into NFTs. I've got over 5,000 followers, but we haven't done one for the game yet. So I'm excited to kind of have that rolling out. So in our latest announcement, you can see the Instagram channel that we started. We're just at the Infungibles. So follow us on there. We'll drop some things there first every now and then, just to be unpredictable. Discord's still going to be your best place for new info. But what else have we got going on? We have a Twitch live streamer who's been playing the Infungibles nonstop for like literally at least a day and a half now. He's like out of control, and he's just playing it like it's really not that kind of a game, and he's playing it that way anyway. So he's I think he's a crypto analyst, some kind of finance guy, and he works at home, and so he's just been playing nonstop. And he could be in this room right now, but we dropped a link to him in the Twitter the other day, and I just dropped a link to him in our latest announcement. I recommend just having a tab open and just watching how long he can keep this.
Are you serious? That's crazy. I've been so busy coding. That sounds amazing. I'm looking for the link right now. I've got to see that. Like, it fits though, man. There's some people that just play this game like way more than like. How are they still playing this game? That's so cool. I'm clicking on it right now. Oh, whoops! How do I mute this?
Yeah, I really don't like his music. I keep it on mute. So
no offense. There he is. He's going on Super Golf right now. Oh, is he finished? It looks like he already finished golf. What level is he? 7, of course. Of course he's level 7, need I ask?
Yeah. We'll talk about level ups.
You should refresh. You should refresh his screen, and the level cap is going to be a little bit. Just the UI is a little tiny bit different. If he's listening, he's not listening. All right.
So, I'm trying to think what else like casual announcement we can make. We got our Instagram page out, but yeah, we've got a support ticket system now, so we won't lose track of you if you need help. So we've got a whole section now called support underneath the Infungible section. So we still have our suggestions channel there and the help channel for general stuff. But if you need something specific, we've got support tickets. So that will be helpful. And also, if you are a verified mecha, we have a survey going now. We're doing our first mecha vote. So verified holders will be able to vote on things in the game. We can't say we're necessarily going to implement everything that you prefer, but we have a vote in there right now. Would you prefer more soul prizes at the top of the leaderboard, top 25, for instance, or soul prizes dispersed throughout the leaderboard, such as every 100 spots, which is what we have on the current? So more at the top was really leading on this survey right at the beginning. And now as more people have come in, more people prefer to have the prizes spread further down the leaderboard, it looks like. So before this finished, actually, though, earlier in the day, we dropped something new into the prizes. So everyone in the top 25 now on the current leaderboard will win some soul. There are small prizes, they're 0.1 soul as we go down to 25, but we're just trying to equalize it a little bit, spread it around a little bit, not make it so concentrated at the top. We want more people to win. And we've got some other ideas about that. They're going to be coming in probably the next tournament, but we're not going to announce them today. So I think we're kind of at the point, Exabyte, where I'm going to go in and start feeding you some questions.
Okay.
And we'll have a much bigger announcement a little bit later when we're sure the room is about as full as it's going to get. But we got a pretty big thing to drop. So let me see. So somebody asks, I'll just respond to this. So I got to one of the pages during the demo. When do I get the soul for that? So this is kind of confusing to some people. You don't get the soul as soon as you hit that spot on the leaderboard with the award. You get it at the end. So keep an eye on the ending time. And if you're holding a position that has a prize on it, when the tournament closes, that's when you get the prize. The thing about our tournaments, you don't know exactly when they're going to close. They close within a 4-hour window to keep it less predictable. So the next question, Exabyte, this is all you. Is the 2x10 damage, for example, a 10% chance of hitting it? And then if it's 2x20, is that a 20%?
Oh yeah, excellent question. So for 2x damage, or for most of the powers, yeah. So sometimes I have a little bit too much fun with the formulas, and I make things a little bit more complicated. This is how I do it, but it really works out in the end. So, excuse me. Specifically, if you have 10 points of 2x damage, then yes, you have a 10% chance of the 2x damage actually firing. So every time you hit somebody, there's a 10% chance it'll do double damage. That's how it works if you have 10 points of 2x damage. But here's the thing. If you have 100 points of 2x damage, that does not give you a 100% chance of doing double damage on every single hit. And that makes a little bit more sense, actually, if I talk about resistance. So, for example, if you have 10 points of magic resistance, then in general, somebody with a magic core or magic mecha is hitting you, then you're going to be resisting 10% of their damage. If you have 15 points of magic resistance, then you will be resisting 15% of the damage. But if you have 100 points of magic resistance, then you do not resist 100% of their damage. It hits a point of diminishing returns. And the formula is where maybe I had a little bit too much fun. You can feel free to reverse engineer it. I'm sure some of you crypto maniacs probably already have, or well, as soon as you have enough points. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the formula, but it's something like the first 20 points roughly, give you 1% each. And then every additional point gives you 0.5% for a while. And then every additional point gives you maybe 1/3%. And it slowly approaches 95% resistance. You'll never hit 100. You'll never even hit 95. But you can keep on adding more and more points of resistance, and you'll get better. Every point of resistance makes you a little bit better, but there's a really strong diminishing returns on there. So the specific question as worded, yeah, if you have 10 points of 2x damage, I'm repeating myself here, I hope that's okay. It's a little bit complicated. If you have 10 points of 2x damage, then every time you hit somebody, you have a 10% chance of doing double damage. But as you add more and more points of 2x damage, and right now everybody's still pretty low level, but at higher levels, as people get more and more equipment slots, you will have more and more opportunities to add to your 2x damage. That's why we're saying your mechs are really relevant at the beginning, but especially as you level up, a stronger mech could be way stronger, whether it's rare, common. That's going to matter less and less as the game goes on. It's going to be more about your gameplay. And eventually you're going to be getting like 40 points, 50 points, 60 points of 2x damage. That does not translate to a 40 or 50 or 60% chance. And the way you can tell is if you have the game open, let's see, I have it open right now. I click on gear, I click on equip, and then down on the bottom right on the PC full browser view of my equip screen, it says my current bonus. And the first number in parents will be, it says like 2x damage percent 20. that means you have 20 points. And then it gives a percentage. And in this case, it is 20%. But as the one number goes up, those two numbers will start to diverge.
Okay, that's a good and detailed answer for everyone who's curious about these stats, which are sort of difficult to figure out. Okay, another question from Exotic Carlo. Are resist tech and resist physical stats you can get with new items at some point? Will there be new items with resist tech and resist physical?
Excellent question. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Also from Exotic Carlo. What are the benefits of owning a gym? I always wonder.
Well, there's a few. I mean, first of all, I'll kind of go in opposite order of what you would prefer. I'm going to go in the order that I think is the biggest benefit, and to me, the biggest benefit is it's fun. I mean, it's just fun. That's nothing at all to do with gameplay, but I think the push-up gyms, and then there's the pinball gyms and ping pong. They're fun. The second benefit is bragging rights. You put your name on it. Now, if you put anything too obscene or too, if you directly attack another player, let me put in a little caveat here. We as the devs can change that. We pretty much, we want to let you put in whatever you want, have fun with it. But if you put in, if you're directly insulting or attacking other players, we might go in and you'll still keep your gym, but we might change the name of it. But the bragging rights are cool. The bragging rights are cool. It's a game. But the real benefit, the in-game benefit, is if you own a gym, it's again some complicated mechanics, but it kind of works out to roughly once a day. At the end of the day, there's a really good card that is exclusive to gym owners. It's for push-ups. I think it's called Pure Muscle, and it's got some really good stats, some really good art. And if you own a push-up gym, and again, it's the mechanics are complicated, but basically on average about one time a day, you're going to get one of these cards from other people challenging you. Somebody comes in, they challenge you at your gym, you have a small percent chance every single challenge of getting one of these cards, and the stats on them are just far better than anything you can get in the regular game right now. There might be something you can get in Patrols that's about the same stats, but you could be getting these pretty much every day. So that's the main benefit to the gym. Also, little teaser, I really should be doing other more higher priority stuff, but we're probably going to do something for the Olympics. The Olympics are coming up in about a week, and there's probably going to be a push-up contest with some push-up prizes. So if you got a high push-up score, you might get an extra bonus before the Winter Olympics is over.
Okay. So we have another question here. Is there any use of having several of the same power? Several of the same powers. So that's a basic question, basic game mechanics, and I'm going to let you take that, Exabyte.
Yeah, excellent question. So yes, the short answer is yes, absolutely. So if you click in the game, if you open on powers and then on just the main powers page where you can buy powers, in the top left, it'll say how many attack, defense, and move powers you have, and it'll be like out of 20 or out of 25. I think it's based on your level. You gain 5 more slots every level, and ideally you want that to be maxed out. So if you've got room for 20 attack powers, you want to have 20 attack powers. If you've got room for 30 attack powers, you want 30 attack powers. And it just adds them all up. So then if you go to your profile, you click on the little box, click on the box where like your profile picture is, that takes you straight to your profile screen, or click on home profile. Underneath your name, it says, you've got your attack score, your defense score, your move score. All that is that just adds up all your powers, all of your eligible powers. So if you've got 5 copies of the same power, it'll add them up 5 times. Your attack score goes up.
All right. Good explanation. Okay, so we have.
Actually, I'm sorry. I want to follow up a common question. This might even be what you're getting ready to ask me. A common question I've seen, and sorry if it's not more clear. Well, what happens if you have more than that? I've seen this in chat. People say, "Oh, it says I've got 35 out of 25 powers," and I've answered this in chat, but I'm sure other people are wondering the same thing. If you have more than your maximum, the game will only use your maximum number. So if you're only allowed 25 attack powers, the game will choose your best. It will definitely take the strongest powers first, and it'll work its way down. So if you have 30 attack powers, but you only have 25 slots, it'll take your 25 best attack powers and add all those up.
That's good.
And then as you level up, if you're already ready for your next level.
That's good. I think a lot of people are just based on screenshots and stuff I'm seeing. That's not entirely clear to people. So, um, Exotic Carlo is asking what decides the damage scores. In when you're looking at your battle log and you see the amount of damage that's been inflicted, the white text.
Hmm.
What ultimately decides that? Is it the power cards?
Hmm. Yeah. So, well, first of all, before I answer that, I do want to say that I'm aware that some of this game is not as clear as it could be, and just want to apologize for anything that's confusing. And there should definitely be a better tutorial. There should be better explanations. It kind of came down to a choice of I could have spent another week or another month or another year polishing this thing and just getting it more and more clear and adding more features. But we said that we were going to launch within 2 days of the mint. And that was just the absolute priority, was to launch the game and follow our roadmap. And we said we were going to launch 2 days after mint. And part of me wanted to spend another week just adding in all these explanations. But we can add those in now, and we can have these AMAs now. And just because the game's launched doesn't mean it's done. I'm still working on it every single day. I just want to, apologize if something is not as clear as it could be, and explain that our priority was to hit our roadmap and to launch the game. And now we can circle back and fix some of these things that aren't clear. Now, what was the goddamn fucking question again? The question was,
what decides the white text damage points? So
yes.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, basically, that is the ratio of your attack power to the other guy's defense power. Pretty much. It's pretty much just the ratio of your attack power to the other guy's defense power. If you hit him, just the main white damage, that's what it's based on. But then there's also, the different colors. There's like the extra, what is the color? It's like purple is magic or whatever. There's the colored powers. You get plus 10 tech damage, plus 10 magic damage.
Right.
But that's not what this question is. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Does life steal only work if the attack hits? Is the amount of life on it fixed, flat, or percentage-wise? These are very specific questions.
No, they're good ones. Okay, so you can't see me. My eyes are rolling up into my head. I'm doing that thinking thing where I'm like, okay. That is an excellent question. Let me think. Life steal. So the question was, does it only happen if you hit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to check the code. So what lifesteal does, and even if I'd have to check the code, but I'm pretty sure I remember this. I think it only fires 50% of the time that you hit. So if you miss, there's no lifesteal. And what lifesteal does is it's basically healing. It's if you've got 5 points of lifesteal and you hit somebody and it triggers, then you gain 5 life. So you actually, it's kind of like regeneration. It's like a healing thing, but it definitely only fires if you hit. You can't miss and do the lifesteal. And as I recall, I think even if you hit, I think it's still not a guaranteed lifesteal. I think, as I recall, if you hit somebody, I'm just repeating myself now. If you hit somebody, then you have a fairly high chance of stealing some life and healing yourself. Good question.
Okay, we are 15 minutes in. We've got some other really good, very game-specific questions now. But Exabyte, what do you think about making the announcement about the sort of big new feature that we haven't announced yet that is coming soon?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Do you want me to do it? Go for it. Go for it.
I think we'll both do it. I'll start off, and you can provide some details. So
yeah, I'll give all the game mechanics details.
Yeah. Okay. So this was, there was a lot of hype around this project that on mint day, there was a lot of competition on that particular day. A lot of people jumped into this really fast. The mint sold out, but when it comes down to it, only a certain number of people want to play the game. The floor price didn't hold up. It really kind of comes down to supply and demand. And there's a lot of perceptions about the utility of commons and things like that. So we have thought of a lot of ways to try to absorb some of the supply, not all of it, but we want to tighten up the overall number of mechas out there that people don't perceive as very good in the game once they start playing. They're good entry level for people who want to come in, but if you get serious about the game, maybe you don't want to play a common very far in. So we are coming up with an event, and it's going to be in the second half of February, and it's going to work like this basically. any player can come in with another Infungible in his or her wallet and basically sacrifice it in exchange for, at the very least, a very good batch of more fun points that can be used to bolster your other character. And that mecha will go off into the ether. We'll call it the blip or something like this. We're not sure what we don't want to copy Marvel. We're gonna come up with a name for this. It's gonna be a temporary event. It's only gonna go for a certain amount of time. You will be able to sacrifice a mecha in order to get more fun points to make your existing mecha get smaller. And get this, that mecha, the more points you're going to get. And we won't really explain how that's going to work
quite yet. Cut out there right at the key moment, or maybe I cut out. You said, "Get this." There was a very dramatic pause. Say that again.
The longer you've owned the mecha that you're bringing into this event, the more points you're going to get. So this will reward people who've been holding them for a while, have some faith in the project. We're going to come up with a way to make another character quite a bit stronger for those of you who've been hanging on to maybe excess supply or some commons. You're not sure what to do with them yet. This is just the first of several ways that we're going to give players to gain strength from common mechas. It's the first of a couple. They're gonna come in sequence, and so we've got other things coming up too. This is a big important event. Bottom line is you're gonna get a lot of more fun points for sending an excess mecha off into the ether, and the longer you've owned it, the more you're gonna get. I think that's about it, right? Anything to add?
A little bit to add. Yeah. Well, I mean, you really put in. I'm going to actually kind of repeat some of the. I won't take too long, but some of the highlights, and then add a little bit more. So yeah, you'll be able to. We're going to reduce the total supply by far. These mechas are going to be off the market. They're going to be gone. And the supply will completely shrink. And you're going to want to do this because you're going to get a good bonus. You're going to get not only a big pile of Morphons. And there's, if you think you want Morphons now, wait until you hit like level 10. There's a lot of the game that hasn't even unlocked yet. And Morphons are really going to be something that are going to make the difference, basically, of how you're going to win the game, how you're going to win the tournaments. But not only will you get a big pile of Morphons, you're also going to get, we're going to have some exclusive gear that is just stronger than any other gear out there. And there's going to be a chance. There's going to be a random roll. You'll get something. You don't know what. There's going to be a ring. There's going to be a boot. There's going to be a helmet. There might be 2 or 3 of each. And for every mech you sacrifice, you get a pile of Morphons, and you get one of these special equipments. And those are going to make your mecha really strong. So we think this is going to dramatically reduce the supply of unwanted mecha.
Yeah, and that's just the first of a couple of different things that we're going to do after that. But we wanted to announce this one today because we had the basic functionality pretty well fleshed out. So, and
also today, because one of the points is that you'll get more Morphons the longer you hold something. So, yeah, we just want to give you a heads up on that. And this should be happening, around the second half of February.
Okay, this is a question about the breeding aspect of the game, which is coming a little later. When you add babies, will they be the same collection or no? If yes, won't that defeat the purpose of using them for other things in the game to raise the floor? Will there be any added benefits for having a baby? Will I be able to play with it? Does it need to grow up before I play? All this. Okay, so there's a lot about the breeding. Exabyte, I think we're just we're gonna put a pin in that for now and not fully explain those mechanics and focus on the more immediate things at hand. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the person asking the question that raises a really good point is we're really shifting our focus in the opposite direction. Right now we're trying to reduce supply. Babies was an idea before we minted. We were throwing a bunch of ideas out there. There's a lot of other NFT projects that just announce 100 different things and they don't deliver on any of them. We were trying out a few different ideas, seeing what got traction, but we're really moving in the opposite direction right now of tightening the supply.
We will tell you this: we are very excited about airdrops, and the idea of a baby mecha coming in an airdrop for people that own more than one will happen. And we can also promise you this: we will do it in a way that does not dilute the current collection, number one, and we will do it in a way that gives you utility in the game. I think we can all safely say all those things, right, Exabyte?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's actually really easy, yes.
Okay. Later in the game, how useful will aura be, since you plan on having a lot of levels and there are some really nice HP items now, and you have more incoming?
Excellent question. Yeah, I mean, it'll still be useful. It might not be as is it overpowered at the moment? Maybe Aura's a little bit overpowered at low levels. So it might be. Yeah, I mean, if you get a whole lot of life, there's not going to be that much more life coming though. Life is definitely a good stat, and it's a stat that's going to be pretty tightly controlled.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be getting that much more life. So Aura is definitely a top tier power. Yes.
Okay. I'm not sure what this means, but we have a stun resist. Will there be a life steal resist?
Yeah, that's a sensible question. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, there could be. There's no technical reason it couldn't be, but I'll tell you, it's not in the code right now. As the code stands, there is stun resist, there's element resist, but lifesteal resist is not a thing that's currently in the code. No.
Okay. Somebody's asking. Saw that we will be able to rent a mecha and split the reward. What happens if the person that rents the mecha does not get any reward? What will I get for letting him play? And I'll answer that. The character is getting leveled up, and so it's building strength, it's building power. And once we start updating the metadata to show all of that on the marketplaces, a level up character is going to be worth more than a character without that much gameplay. The gameplay does take time. So even if that person doesn't win Solana in tournaments, that person might win MP powers, might win more fun points and stack them up. It might have a lot of cash. It might be leveled up. It might be actually like a fairly good playable advanced character, and that's going to be worth more than a lower level character. And then when will you remove the level cap? I'm going to leave that to Exabyte because we all push him hard on this, and he's got a lot of stress.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's not bad. So remove it? No, it's not going to be removed. The level cap. Okay, so saying again, anybody that's been listening to these has basically heard this before. But the level cap serves a lot of functions. And it's a really important part of the game. So I mean, people are playing this game hard, and it's awesome. There's this Twitch streamer. He's playing it super hard. It's amazing. This guy's been playing for how many hours? 2 days straight or whatever. And that's beautiful, but the overall design of our game here, and maybe the people that are literally in this room, this is not what these people in the room want to hear, by and large, but the game is it's designed to be something you can check in on a couple of times a day, a couple of minutes here and there, maybe on your phone, maybe on your laptop. It's really designed to be a game where you do not have to, stay awake for 24 hours straight and stream it live on Twitch, even though we love that. We want somebody to be able to be competitive because, again, we're having a hard time having 7,000 people play the game. We're trying to reach out to a little bit more of the masses and let them be able to be competitive. And nobody's going to want to compete with the game if they feel like they have to compete. They're like, I'm never going to win this game because I can't compete with this guy on Twitch. I can't compete with this other guy that's been playing for 24 hours straight. We want to allow the game to stay competitive to many thousands of people who they could play hard. They could come in, for an hour at a time. They can play a couple times a day. But it's really not, but they could still be competitive and they could still win prizes and win soul without grinding, without, hiring somebody in, somewhere on the other side of the Pacific or on the other side of the Atlantic or this side, whatever. You're not competing with somebody who's just grinding 24 hours a day. You've got stuff to do. You're running errands. You check your phone. You're picking your kids up. You're checking your phone, and then, oh my God, I won some soul. I was still able to be one of the top level players, and still have a life outside of this game. So we will be raising the level cap. Yes, absolutely. But the level cap is never going to completely go away because there's just always going to be some players that are way out in front. Now, right now, it could be raised. Yeah. Right now, there's like way too many players at the level cap. It should be raised right now. I like to generally I want to raise the level cap once maybe 5 or 6 or 10 people get within striking distance of it. Right now, there's hundreds. So the actual level cap shouldn't be directly affecting as many players as it is right now. I'm sorry for that. But it serves a really good purpose because we don't just want people to run away with this by playing all night. And, trying to take the long view here because we are in this for the absolute long term. We're going to be in this Who knows what, Bitcoin's going to go up and down, Solana's going to go up and down year after year. We're doing this. I mean, we sold these Infungibles. We are going to maintain these Infungibles. We're going to be adding new features, new tokens. We're going to be doing this for years to come. And, even just a month from now, 2-3 months from now, people are going to be level 30, 40, 50, 100. And it's been less than a week. This is like a little blip right now. It's been less than a week. Everybody's still kind of a little baby hero. And enjoy it. Enjoy your youth as a baby hero. Because next thing you know, you're going to be level 40, you're going to be level 50. So enjoy this time when everybody's a baby hero. And soon enough, people will be above level 100. But we've got years to go.
Yeah, and just to weigh on this from a different perspective too. So as we've added some of these new things, like injecting a bunch of more. So we're planning to inject a bunch of particles into the game, morphon particles that we didn't anticipate before we came up with this idea of removing a bunch of them from the supply. Like that affects like the balance of the game at like level 50 and stuff. So exactly. Like Exabyte's like so far ahead, he's got to think about, okay, if we inject more into the supply now, we've got to keep this balanced because it can have like huge effects, like dozens of levels up if you unbalance something too early in the game. And that's an art, trying to figure all that out. So that's why this level cap at 7 is still here now. He's going to put it up very soon, push it up a little bit. It's not going to go up too far. A bunch of people are going to bump up against it. And
okay, so I'll tell you what, we're going to raise it. The next time it will be raised after the current tournament ends. So Tuesday, roughly 24 hours from now, give or take a few hours, the current tournament's going to end. We're going to have a bunch of winners. We're going to pay out a bunch of Solana. But before then, in the next 24 hours, it's not going up. Everybody that's level 7 is going to stay level 7. What we did do today is we changed the interface a little bit, so it's just a little bit more clear if you're at level 7, if you're at the cap. I noticed that Twitch streamer didn't. I guess you got to refresh your browser to really see the change. But yeah, it's not going to be raised until after. It'll be raised. Within 48 hours now by, right? Because the one ends Tuesday, today's Monday. Yeah, it'll be raised, like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. We'll raise the cap a few levels.
Okay. So somebody asked a good question. Can we reset our training points? That would be great since we are just now understanding the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair question. I don't think there's a mechanism for that. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Hold on. Sorry about that. I think somebody's trying to deliver some mail. Oh, the mailman! It's
a mailman! Okay. I'm going to let Exabyte get the mail. So, no, you can't reset them. There could be a mechanism for that in the future, but you can also, it's so early in the game, and
I'm so sorry about that. Okay, she really hates the mail. Like, she doesn't think anybody should get mail. She's gotten maced by the mailman before, and she deserved it. Like, she rushed this one time, and she deserved it. Like, I had no sympathy. Fucking dog. Anyway, but I love this dog. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love this dog. That one time she got maced, she deserved it. Anyway, everyone was fine. Everyone was fine. She's not dangerous. Anyway, to answer. I think what I just heard you saying, Think Tank, is everybody's still a little baby. You're only level 7. You're going to be getting 2 skill points per level, and before you know it, you're going to be level 50. So, any skill points that you've spent already are going to be, not a big deal. You'll have a little bit of balance. So fine question, but no, just wait until you level up.
Okay, this is a question that has like several reactions to it. People like this question. How are we players doing compared to what you guys expected?
Oh, you bunch of goddamn degenerates! Oh my god! So you think I would have expected? You would think I would have known. I should have known. I should have been ready for this. I've been doing this for years, and it's like a joke. Every time I release a game, and I'm sure other game designers experience the same thing. You create content to last for years. There's like, you release a game, it's got like a 500 hours of gameplay or years worth of gameplay or whatever, and there's some goddamn degenerate that stays up all night and plays the whole thing and just like has immediately got like on the internet has got screenshots of the last level. You're like, how the fuck did they do that right away? So I've kind of come to expect that to some extent, and that's why I have a level cap, as we were just discussing, because this is not my first rodeo. So I expect a little bit of that, but even so, you guys are awesome. Oh my god, like you're playing so hard. You're really exceeding, and I had high expectations, but you're blowing them away. So it's really flattering. It's really cool to watch. Thank you.
All right. Will you ever tell us what luck does?
Ever? Yeah, not today.
Yeah, eventually. Actually, you may never know, but it will definitely do something, and that's kind of it's one of the mystery factors of the game. Another question: what do you think of running two auras, like magic and tech, at the same time?
Oh, it's a great strategy. I mean, yeah, it's a valid, yeah, run as many as you can. If you, I don't know if it's better if you got to sacrifice regeneration instead of aura. That's a different question, and that's really one I would leave to the players. But yeah, max out your powers. Yeah.
Okay, so someone asks when Morphon's farming. So we're doing the blip first, and then the ability to stake an infungible to to farm them or mine them gradually over time is something we'll have on the roadmap after that. So, how does one even win billiards or push-ups?
Ha. How do you beat the current well push-ups? Yeah. I don't want to go too deep into game mechanics. It's there. Well, I think it's explained on the screen. If you're actually doing push-ups, it's explained on the screen. There's 4 factors. The most important thing is how many push-up points do you have? It's just straight up what is your push-up skill. Second most important thing is your push-up boost, like there's those like gloves you get from the daily login. And then the third most that's for every skill. Like number 1 is how many skill points, number 2 is your boost. And then for the other skills, it kind of depends on which skill. I believe push-up is just pure physical bonus, I think, as I recall, and then maybe attack strength. And then billiards is, I think, is your defense bonus. It is explained. If you play it enough, you'll find the right screen.
So I don't know if it's explained actually, but that might be something we need to look into.
It's in there. If you do a gym challenge and you're actually fighting a gym boss, it's definitely explained.
Okay.
On that screen.
Okay. So someone's asking us, damn. So running debts not good? Then you're saying, running debts can be okay. You're saying running a deficit, like having an upkeep of more than your regular income. So that income versus upkeep is based on your job income. You can be running a deficit and never have a problem with it if you grind the patrols really hard and make enough cash to make up for it. For one thing, so that's one way you can do it. There is also a strategy if you have enough cash and you want to run a deficit temporarily in order to like really attack the top of a leaderboard or a rival who's more powerful than you. You could go into a deficit temporarily, rack up a bunch of cards, and boost your points in order to like take a battle and then get rid of those cards before they actually start to eat away at you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think that's the reasons why you might be able to run a deficit, right? Exabyte.
Yep.
So this is from a person. It's funny. As I was reading their comment, they edited it. It said, "I'm doing this full time, like the Twitch streamer." So and they should be streaming their game too. Yeah, you should. We'd like to have several Twitch streamers doing this full time. That would be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, the today leaderboard was just added today. Is that right, Exabyte?
Yeah.
And because I don't remember noticing that yesterday, and somebody's asking what it's going to be used for.
Just for bragging rights.
Yeah, just to see who's on top. It's fun to be at the top. Let me see. Will there be more ways to earn Morphon particles? So we talked about one big one that's coming soon. We've hinted at another one that's going to come after that. Exabyte, any other way to earn Morphon particles in the game later on?
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of ways to do it in the game mechanics. You get 10 every time you level up. You find them on patrols. You win them from boss fights. Sometimes A lot of the bosses drop cards, and maybe you want to keep the card, or maybe you want to sell back the card for Morphons. So yeah, there's various ways to earn Morphons in game, but none of those are going to compare to the giant, massive piles of Morphons you'll get from these other things we discussed.
And every now and then, you'll come across something in the game that pays out a surprising amount. Sometimes you won't even notice it, and you'll get a lot of Morphons in your balance from a boss or something like that. Why
there's
can't
like the quest? Yeah. The quest. So there's like on the homepage, there's quests. There's like win 5 fights and then win 20 fights.
Right.
And once that number gets really high, they start paying out pretty well. Win like 50,000 fights pays like a lot of Morphons.
So someone asks, why can't I play the game on 2 tabs? And I don't know. I thought that was possible. I think I've done it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. If you continue to have a problem playing the game on more than one tab, restart your browser.
You know what you cannot do? Maybe what they're asking. Here's something that I'm pretty sure you cannot do is. So what you can do, you can play it on 2 different tabs, and you can also play it with 2 different tokens. If you've got multiple tokens in your wallet, multiple Infungibles, you can log out and log back in. But if you're using one browser, you can't have 2 different Infungibles both open on 2 different tabs from the one browser. When you log out with one, it's going to log you completely out of that browser for security, because otherwise there's like bullshit tricks you can pull where you're like, oh, I did all my attacks, and then I opened in a new window and I did my attacks again. So anytime you log in with a new token, it completely logs you out. Or there might be something similar if you like reopen, when you log out from one window, it logs you out of all windows. It might be something like that. But you can, if you're only playing one token and hit the logout button, yeah, you can play from multiple tabs.
Okay, we have another question about the sacrifice that we were talking about earlier. This person asks, will sacrificing a mech that was minted give the most MP and strongest cards then?
That's a good, yeah, sure. You know what? I think so. We hadn't really completely 100% fleshed this out, but you might get a little bonus. Yeah.
We thought about that, and I think if it comes down to programmatic, and I think that's going to be not too difficult to discern programmatically.
Oh no, yeah, that'll be fine.
Only been one owner. So if you minted a card and you want to sacrifice it, I think that that probably, there might even be something even additional for
that could be a nice bonus. Yeah, that's so again, we haven't 100% sketched this out yet, but I like the sound of that.
Because you guys have hung with us through this whole thing, so that's gonna go on the list, and we'll see if we can do that. That's a good idea.
On the other hand, though, I kind of want to sweep the floor with this, and people that we don't. If you've stuck with us this far, we don't want you burning your mech either. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the longer you've held it, the point is, the longer you've held it, the bigger the bonus. But it won't be that much bigger. It won't be that much bigger. There will be a bigger bonus for the longer you've held it. But if you just sacrifice any mech at all, the main point is that you're sacrificing a mech, or not. It's not like you get 10 times as much or 5 times as much or anything like that.
Yeah, we're gonna look at the numbers and see how many there are out there, and like how many people are holding more than a certain number. And we're gonna make some decisions based on that. So if I have 3 mechas, how many babies can I have? We'll decide. I mean, at this point, the idea was like 1 per 2. But the specific mechanics of the baby mecha, that's a little bit later on the roadmap, and we haven't figured that all out yet. So what about stun? Sometimes it works. Sometimes it is ignored, even though the animation is shown above their heads. Interesting.
If the animation is shown above their heads, it works. I think. So what stun does? Maybe you don't understand what stun does. So stun just makes your opponent miss one single attack. It doesn't like stun them forever, and then you can just beat them down, 100 times. So normally, as I'm sure you know, the way combat goes, player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2, player 1, player 2 goes back and forth. But sometimes if you get a stun in, basically it gives you a second hit in a row. And stun, much like we were describing earlier with 2x damage, it only has a % chance to trigger. So if you have like 10 points of stun, then every time you hit somebody, you have a 10% chance stunning them. And then that just means you get to hit them again immediately. And the animation will be on. But, I mean, if you can send me a link to you can't send battle replays. Wait. Yeah, you can. There's this little permalink button. There it is. Does that work? Yeah. So on the home screen where you're looking at your battles, permalink button, that doesn't exist in the arena tournaments, but I'm confident that if the animation is there, it works. If you can prove me, but I've been wrong before, so if you can prove me otherwise, I'll take a look. But I'm fairly confident right now that stun works.
I will say that Exabyte will always admit and fix a mistake. So if you see an animation, a stun animation over someone's head, and they fire off an attack at you while that's there, please let us know and fill out a ticket, and you can get to the link to that particular battle on your home screen where it shows your battle history. Uh, and we'd love to hear about it if that's the case. But
yeah, and I'll say, and thank you. I do definitely admit when I'm wrong, and it happens sometimes. But I'm going to say right now that I'll be shocked if this particular thing. I'm not saying 100%, but this is not going to be. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but I'd be shocked if this particular thing is exactly.
I want to just say thank you to everyone in the AMA chat for asking really good questions. Like I can tell we are distilling down to a community that really cares about this game, and it's nice to see. There's not a lot of sort of random asides and things like that. This person says, "I've been sleeping 3 hours a day since launch. Give me extra levels." So extra levels.
Me too. Me too, man. Me too. I've been sleeping 3 hours a day since all month trying to get ready for launch. But thank you. Good. I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
I want to. We've got some different people in the room now. I'm going to give a real quick pitch. We've got an Instagram channel on. It's in the latest announcement. We've got a support ticket system. You can find that down under our. It's right underneath help, and we have a new channel for verified mechas where you can vote on things. We like to survey the community about stuff, and we've got one in there right now. So this person asked a question: in time, will pet mechas that are higher levels boost the main mecha more?
Yeah, unclear. Honestly, we really don't. That's a very good question, and maybe not. It could maybe not. Sorry.
At this point, the way it's coded now, no.
Yeah, true.
Right. But we have talked about that. So that's maybe we'll do a survey. Let me see. Someone else, if you guys want to go to AMA questions, we have another Twitch streamer, John Doe, grinding away. So you can have a look at that. There's a big yellow link to that.
Wait, I'm gonna go there right now. What's up, y'all? I want a shout out from John Doe. Where's the big yellow link? Oh, here it is. I'm clicking on it. Yeah. Probably gonna have to mute it.
All right, there's a joke in here where somebody is.
I'm looking at you. Hey, John Doe, give a wave. I'm looking at you right now. He's not waving. Oh, I thought it'd be cool, like interactive technology. Okay, sorry to interrupt. Go on.
Okay, somebody asked a question here. Why does the timer go up on the crystals every time you get one? Seems it's almost better to collect the one every time it comes up because the next time goes from 1,800 to 3,000 and something on the second crystal. Not sure if I understand that.
Yeah, same. I'm honestly not sure I understand that either. Sorry.
Maybe take a screenshot or film a video and send us a support ticket on that one. Because I know this person's a really active player. So let me see. Let's see. Okay, there's somebody talking about a bug about jumping to the top of the screen. Again, please fill out a support ticket on that, and we'll address that. We are going to try to finish up within an hour here. Someone weighs in that they're playing on 2 browsers with 4 mechas. Let's see. There's some complaints about logging in with Phantom iOS. We don't have like official support for that. So I apologize if that's not working. That was just announced today that came out, and we had some mobile optimization in the game, so we went ahead and announced it. But that's kind of let's consider that a beta feature at this point. Okay, here's a good question. What's the point of the fast and slow buttons, Exabyte?
Just for observing, just for playback. They don't affect the game mechanics at all. But maybe you want to watch a fight and you're in a hurry.
Yeah, it just slows down the animation or speeds it up.
Yeah, it's just the animation.
So this person asked,
streamer, "Oh, is he fighting the Manticore?" He is. I'm sorry, I'm watching the Twitch streamer here. He just got his ass kicked. Go on, sorry.
All right. Which would be more beneficial, renting out extra mechas or burning them to power up your better mecha? So this is really kind of a question of strategy. And we have run a mecha. There's a tab for it in the game. It's on the roadmap. We got a promise for it, and we are going to build that out. But what happened is we talk about the price for an entry level mecha got so low that we didn't really know if there was going to be a big demand for renting them out. We didn't really see like a real need for that part of our economy yet. So we said, let's do some things to bring some more utility to the existing users who are fighting their way up the leaderboard hard. So at a certain point, if you some people, especially with a level cap, they're leveling multiple characters up to high levels, and I mean what's going to eventually be high levels. So you might eventually have 3 or 4 level 25 characters. I think you could actually like rent one of those out and to another player who likes to grind hard, and those might be worth a lot more on the open market once we start updating the metadata. So which one's more valuable? I don't know. I think they're both cool features, and I think we need to do both. But it'd be kind of it's a tricky value judgment. Maybe I'll make a survey about that and put it into Mecha Votes. Oh, this is a good question for Exabyte. How is it decided which player goes first?
Oh, yeah. So that's initiative. So I don't think there's any power. So there is an effect that I don't think you can see in the game yet called initiative. But since that's not in the game yet, it basically comes down to your movement speed. So again, it takes a ratio. It just compares the two movement speeds, the two different players, and takes the ratio and does a random roll. There's always a chance. I think it's even a pretty decent chance. I think there's like a maximum of 90%. There's always a chance that the slower player goes first. But in general, it's going to take a random roll based on the two move scores, and more often than not, faster player goes first.
Okay. What are avatar clothing? What are they for, and how do we see them?
Yeah, that was for an earlier version of the game when we weren't going to do mechas, and then we decided, you know what, we're going to put all the heroes in mechas, and hopefully this is not something you've seen in the last hour, because one of the things I was doing this afternoon was removing all of those. There's some, so in the first version of the game, before we desperately, like, I didn't sleep for 40 hours straight, and we switched everything over to mechas, it was going to be, oh yeah, you can dress up your superhero. And if you fight, probably, I'm guessing you were fighting a pirate in New Amsterdam, maybe like a dock pirate, and sometimes they drop a hook hand. But I just took that out of the game this afternoon, although I might not have actually even pushed that all the way into production yet. They do nothing. Never mind. You saw nothing here. There are no hook hands dropped by pirates. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, there was until very recently there was an earlier version of this game where the characters were superheroes. And so if someone dropped a hook hand on you, you actually could like put that on your real hand as a character, and you could walk around with it. So then we changed to mechas. So what does power rarity do? Power rarity doesn't do anything in itself. Power rarity is it's a metadata field that is a description of your all your other in-game attributes to tell you basically like how good they are compared to all the other mechas. So
Yep.
not all commons are the same, but they're the sort of bottom third or whatever, right? I think I've got that right in terms of like the power
Yep.
attributes on there. So it doesn't do anything in itself, but the higher it is, the more power your Infungible is going to have, at least coming into the game. Now, those attributes don't stack all the way up to where they make a character unbeatable after a certain number of levels, but they do give them an edge for a while in the game. One thing about power rarity as an attribute too, the bosses, the dinosaurs, the vampires, things like that, they don't have that. So you kind of just have to look at their stats because some of them are quite powerful. They might even be considered some of the top 2 levels of rarity in terms of their power, but they don't have that attribute. It's kind of a little quirk in the metadata that we built into it. So not everybody understands that. Here's a question. Will you cap the HP?
No. Nope. Short answer. I mean, fine question, but no hard cap on it. I mean, there's going to be
hard to get
whatever.
higher at a certain point, though. I mean, there's only so many things you can stack to make it more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like a practical. There's a practical limit, but there's no hard cap. No.
Is there a way to not show the XP going up before you win a PvP battle? Kind of ruins.
Oh my God, I love it. Give him a prize. Whoever asked that question, that is a beautiful question.
All right, that
Let me write that down. Yeah. So the question is like just the way that the code works right now is if you're fighting somebody, you can kind of give yourself a spoiler where your maybe I won't even explain it if you don't know it. It is pure gaming experience. It has nothing to do with the thing. But yes, you know what? That just moved up in the priority chart. Thanks to whoever asked that. That's moving up in the priority chart. I'm writing this down.
All right, exotic Carlo here, who's asked some of these very good questions, asks, what level is Manticore really for, Exabyte? It's not for level 7 for sure, and you're trolling us.
Yeah, correct. I think it's like level. I don't remember. I think it's like level 10 or something, but decided to unlock the patrol a little bit earlier just so people could play it. But yeah, that patrol is kind of balanced more for slightly higher level. Yeah.
Okay, so there's more information about the crystal clicking and like the time it takes to reset. We're going to look into this. There have been some problems like this, so we will do some more research on that, and we appreciate people.
I'm opening up my control panel here and looking at the Manticore. He's in Planet X, right? Yeah. Let's see. I'm just opening up my control panel here. There's probably like a giant red warning next to the Manticore. Let's see. That's gonna take me a minute. Go on.
So here's one more question, and we might kind of wrap it up here. It's a complex one, also from Exotic Carlo. You go. Let me see. You go first. Hit the stun on the enemy. Does his aura still proceed or not? I think is what he meant.
Yeah. That's a good question. I believe it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. But you know what? This is one of those questions where I'm really happy to say that I kind of believe that if not today, then within a few days, there's going to be some actual players, like probably the guy that's asking this, literally could maybe even answer that question better than me.
Yeah, this game engine was written a long time ago, and it's complex. And like the process of like which of these things applies above another one, Exabyte can't always remember. He's got to go back through code to like figure it out sometimes. It's a big black box. Okay. Well, we've gotten some support tickets in as a result of this. I'm going to. We got a bunch of new votes. And the general consensus is they like the leaderboard prizes to be spread further down the leaderboard as opposed to all concentrated at the top. So that's good to know. I will say that we did spread the prizes to the top 25. So the top 25 people on the leaderboard now will win some soul. And it still applies to every 100 spots all the way down the leaderboard. And we were gaining on 2,400 people, 2,400 mechas in the game, which out of a collection of 7,777, some of which are in the, our wallet for prizes and stuff like that. That's a fairly high participation rate, I would say. I know a lot of you are playing more than one character, but it's pretty good to see that number in there. But obviously, we need to tighten up supply a little bit. We announced some ways today to do that, and one in particular that's coming up soon that we're coding first. What else is coming up soon, Exabyte? We've got metadata updates.
I'm looking into the Manticore right now. I'm just checking the back. What else? Yeah, metadata, partner project still, metadata.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another thing. If you have a partner project NFT, we're gonna try to have all those bonuses applied all at once, and that's kind of a within 10 days thing. We got to get it right.
And what else is upcoming? If I manage to squeeze this in, and maybe it's not a priority, but it's one of my priorities, just going to be fun as hell, is the Olympics. I mean, the metadata is higher priority than that. The Rent-A-Mecha and like the Burn-A-Mecha, all those are higher priority. But I think I'm going to squeeze in some Olympics because it's going to be fun. So Yeah, get your push-up skill ready. Get ready to whoever gets a gold medal. That's a pretty powerful. It comes with a good card. Whoever's gold medal push-up. And there's gonna be a marathon. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be races and marathons and push-up contests. I really wanted to be Olympics. Yeah.
A couple of things. Will it be possible to sell equipment on the secondary market? Right now, no. The equipment is going to attach to your NFT. That will be owned by your NFT, or you can sell it back to the game. But that will be part of your NFT. The Infungible is the only NFT we have in the game. Now, that's not to say that eventually we will not sell things in the game that are their own unique NFTs and may have a secondary market. But that's kind of like a further out thing. We're trying to perfect things right now. So somebody is reminding you that it's the Winter Olympics coming up. I'm not sure if there's push-ups in the Winter Olympics, but
oh damn, correct. You know how I admit when I'm wrong? There you go.
Let me see.
I don't care. We're still having a marathon because I wanted to have a marathon and push-ups anyway.
Okay, we're at 1 hour right now, Exabyte. Yeah. We do still have some minor questions coming in, and people are kind of rushing in with stuff, but I think we can wrap this up. We're going to do these occasionally. We can't do them too often. Exabyte he's a heads down coder. He's got a family. He's got how old's your kid now? 8, right?
I don't want to say exactly. He's in elementary school though. He's
got a youngish kid who's very keeps him very busy, and he works his butt off. And we have a childless guy.
Awesome. This guy, my kid is so fun. He's so fun. It's so crazy. He wants to grow up and make video games, and I'm like, you can't just play video games all day. And he's like, yeah, I can, Daddy. Look, I'll grow up. I'm like, all right, yeah, you got me on that one.
All right. Okay, so you guys, thanks for coming, everyone. Keep an eye on our announcements. You might want to snag some stuff off the floor if it's cheap right now, because you are going to be able to get some really dope stuff in the game with that before long. And I'll say this again about Exabyte: he under promises and over delivers. So we can't count on that, but he doesn't miss deadlines, and so we're sticking to that. And we're gonna have this event. We got to think of a good name. We should have like a contest to like see.
Ooh, yeah.
This I don't know, the awakening. It's a giant robot sacrifice. So
giant robot sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks once again to all of our staff, our mods who've been so awesome with you guys. We apologize for not having better instructions for the game when it launched. That's on us. It wasn't the mods' fault. They had never played it before you did. So they've been real champs at trying to figure it out quickly and field all your questions and everything. We really appreciate those guys a lot. So yeah, anything else from you, Exabyte?
Just thanks again to everybody. It's just so cool. It's so cool. Thanks everybody. Yeah, it's really great watching, and thanks.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. We'll do one of these before long, but not like every other day. We just don't have time for that.
Yeah, maybe something like once a week. Something like
once a week, maybe 5 days, but we'll see.
No,
I think
no more than once a week at most.
We're gonna try to get out the information on our announcements and on Twitter, and we've got verified mech announcements now too, for certain more game specific stuff for people who we know are just playing the game. So, all right, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much.